Right, everybody, we start the Premier League roundup with Wolverhampton Wanderers 2, Chelsea 6.
Speaking of that fever dream.
it was the most predictable scoreline of the weekend. A feisty goal fest at Molineux, I might suggest, everybody. From Daft Penguin on X, who had Wolves v Chelsea as the first barn burner of the season?
Not me. And also, I think if you looked at the score on paper, you wouldn't think it was a barn burner. It's weird in that like such an expansive score, it gives you no idea of what actually happened in the game.
So the first half was incredible. You know, you see 4 goals, and you thought, well, who's going to come out on top?
Yeah, that's the thing. It was 2-2 at half time.
Well, that's right. And if we said, you're guaranteed another 4 goals in the second half, we didn't think it would be all one side that got them. But as I said, a feisty encounter. There was a lot of bit of pushing and shoving. You know what I thought, Vish, when I saw that? I thought, we've got our game back. I thought to myself, it's funny what a little post on social media can do to whip up an atmosphere. Obviously, Noni Madueke, who scored a 14-minute hat-trick, said or posted on his Instagram story the night before the game, everything about this place is shit. Wow. He was then booed throughout at Molineux. He apologised after the game and said, I'm sure Wolverhampton is a nice town. I love how he was like, no, that is what I meant. He didn't go, no, I was in another place. I was in a pub.
Until that point, he could have just been talking about the hotel.
Well, he could have done it.
No. On Instagram, he tagged in the location of Wolverhampton. It was very clear where he was and what he was talking about.
But then he claimed he was like, oh, sorry, that went out on the wrong account. I was like, do you have some burner account?
He's anti-Wolverhampton kind of account.
He's slagging off all the towns of England. It's him. He's outed himself.
Sorry, I meant to send that to Festhole. Sorry.
But what I loved is he did that thing that is, it's just the way people talk when something's happened. Like Wayne Rooney even did it on the documentary when he was talking about, when he was asked about certain difficulties they'd had in their relationship and certain stories that had leaked about him. And Madueke said the words.
And he went, she wasn't that old.
he said, well, hopefully that'll never happen again. Well, yeah, let's hope so. I mean, it is all in your court, that.
Yeah.
Noni, don't slag off a town, especially if you're about to play.
I've done it again. Oh, no.
Yeah, just hopefully, I won't press those buttons.
He should have finessed it a bit and gone, you will never see that again.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't slag off Servette. Come on.
You can't. You can't. That would be quite bold to slag off. Was it Geneva they are? Yeah, the lake here is rubbish. But yeah, what a hat-trick it was. Cole Palmer assisted every goal for him. Madueke said of Cole Palmer after the game, he is cold and I am fire, so it mixes well. I mean, famously, obviously don't mix well.
No, yeah.
But
just running around a hotel in Wolverhampton being like, look, we need no water and fire mix too well. Shit.
Kind of operation
Take your
here.
face off.
Yes, but you kind of know what he means, Peter.
I do, yeah. I think he does have ice in his veins. I think Cole Palmer, the way that he sort of plays, the way that he looks always seems like he's in control.
Yes.
But I think he just might be a bit bored. Do you know what I mean? He's got like a really bored face about him.
I mean, last season that was probably a case of I
can't believe I have to do this again.
I have to dig these bastards out again, don't I?
He just plays so upright and he just seems so assured.
Unfazed is very much it. I mean, there was, if I may take us back to the penalty shootout, England versus Switzerland, there's a reason why Southgate picked him to go first.
Yeah.
It just totally unfazed by the whole thing.
He could Panenka it.
He could have done. He didn't, but he could have done. But the way they linked was glorious. But Madueke is the man, isn't he, Andy? I mean, took his goals. Well, it was slightly fortuitous with a deflection, but bearing in mind the pressure that was on him, he could have shrunk with that. Booed at every moment, but didn't seem to bother him. Maybe he's going to slag off every town. Before we talk about more specifically Spurs versus Manchester United, I just want to bring everyone's attention to Jose Mourinho's Fenerbahce. They won 2-1 last night, so it's good that he's back on the wagon after falling off it because they were beaten 3-1 by Galatasaray, of course, in the big derby on the weekend, and he was fuming.
He had an absolute meltdown and went on for about 3 or 4 solid minutes about how long he had to wait to do the press conference after.
He had to wait 75 minutes for the press conference after the game, which is quite bad. Yeah. And he did this whole speech about, I have never shirked a press conference in my life. I'm racking my brains, though. There must be one in there. But yeah, he'd never shirked a press conference. But because for Mourinho, of course, the game starts, really, the emotional side of the game starts when he does the press conference ahead of the game. And it finishes.
But now no one cares.
Well, that's what he's trying to get. And it finishes when he does his press conference after the game. And he's obviously trying to deflect more on that rather than the defeat. He said, I thank the opposing coach and all this sort of thing. But he was absolutely furious.
It looked like a head teacher bollocking an entire school year about some...
And that is the dynamic of Mourinho in the Turkish Super League.
Yeah, very much so. And I felt like I was being told off watching it.
Yeah, it was remarkable.
Do you think in a similar vein in school that there were just loads of people trying not to laugh?
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Yeah, maybe. Well, but there's also been further controversy in Turkey surrounding that Galatasaray victory over Fenerbahce. Now, the coach of the Turkish national basketball team, Ergin Ataman, is also the coach of the Greek basketball side, Panathinaikos. Now, basketball's very big in that part of the world, as it is in a lot of places in Europe. They played a friendly match recently, Panathinaikos, against Fenerbahce's basketball team. And the coach, Ataman, who, again, just to remind you, is the Turkey basketball national coach, it would appear as a Galatasaray fan. And during the game, to taunt the Fenerbahce side, he raised three fingers of one as if to say, 3-1. And
Fenerbahce have taken it well, haven't they?
Well, they're refusing to allow their basketball players to report for international duty.
It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible.
It is. The whole thing is superb, but it is utterly remarkable. Imagine Lee Carsley.
I was just
Everton
thinking.
versus Liverpool.
I was just thinking. Yeah, you're not getting Trent now.
Yeah,
it's possibly one of the most Turkish stories I've ever heard.
it's crazy. But they have the Euro basket qualifiers in November, so plenty of time for everybody to calm down.
Just a little read here for me. We will be covering that in its entirety every week here on the Football Ramble.
So you just said enough time for people to calm down, having spoken about Mourinho starting his mind games from his first press conference to his post-game one. Do you think this is calming down?
I don't know, but hopefully the world of basketball can see past Mourinho and focus on the task in hand.
If Marcus answers that, if he speaks, he's in trouble.
I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble.
I prefer not to speak.
I think Fenerbahce's statement said something like that it shames basketball, it shames the office of the national coach, and it shames the country. It's incredible.
Well, Jim, it's not until mid-November they meet up, so again, plenty of time for calm and clear thinking.
Or to escalate it.
Right in the slow cooker, isn't it?
Probably escalate it, won't they?
But anyway, back to Spurs. Obviously, they face Manchester United on Sunday. Now then, previously on the Football Ramble.
I make exactly this of it. Thomas Tuchel wants the Man United job.
Yeah.
Thomas Tuchel's people and Thomas Tuchel are trying to force Man United's hand by saying to Man United, it's not going to get any better for Erik ten Hag. You know it. I know it. You need to make a move. If you don't make a move, my client is very, very likely to take the England job and you'll miss him. I find it very difficult to believe at this point that the FA are in negotiations with Thomas Tuchel.
And did you listen to the brilliant interviewer tactic there? Just keep it going.
I thought you agreed. I thought you strongly agreed.
And that's what a lot of the best interviewers do.
It's not
enough rope to hang himself, and my goodness, he's strung up this morning, everybody. Look more, how do you respond?
Listen, lads, I'm out here making big calls. I'm out here making big calls. Every single day.
Every day.
And they're not always right. They're hardly ever right.
Yes.
You could also use an example of me saying Harry Kane will never go to Bayern Munich as well. What is it about the England-Germany crossover that I can't quite get right?
It blinds you, doesn't it?
Well, to the production staff, I'd say, Dankeschön.
I need everyone out there in the Luke Nation to support me in this dark hour. I need them to rally around me.
Yes.
And say, listen, Luke, it's all right.
Yeah.
Not everyone gets it right all the time.
We're still marching.
But at least you're out there making big calls.
Look, it's apparently going to be announced at 1:30 today. It's currently 19 minutes past 9 in the morning. It's not over.
I'm not wrong. I'm not actually wrong. I'm not technically wrong as we sit here now.
Honestly,
come back to me tomorrow, mate.
I'll tell you what, Luke, if for whatever reason it doesn't happen,
I've kept pretty quiet up till now.
That'd be the greatest victory in the history of the Luke Nation.
If it falls through, I will be driving in my car to all of your houses and bringing you personally back to the studio.
I'll set up a studio in the street.
Not my finest hour, but listen, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, well, as Jim said, the FA are expected to unveil Tommy Tukes at 1:30 this afternoon, because it was reported last night that Tuchel has agreed to become the new England manager. My goodness, Jim Campbell, you're back in the Ramble studio. England have a new permanent manager. Obviously, Lee Carsley has still got a couple of muggy little games left.
He must be really confused based on what we've heard from him.
I said I wanted it, or did I?
Yeah.
Well, perhaps it's maybe a little bit more understandable, although I stress only a little bit bit more understandable about Lee Carsley's comments. But today is not about Carsley, Jim. It's about Thomas Tuchel.
Yeah, I'm so surprised by this. I was kind of, to be honest, I felt the same as Luke. I thought Tuchel was always a sort of unlikely link, and just one of the names on a very long list that the FA would have liked as manager.
Can I say short list, Jim?
Yeah, shortish list, I would assume it is, because you got
it's a list.
Every top manager, I would imagine, was on it.
If it's between a short list and a long list, it's just a list.
True.
Yeah.
Just call it a list.
Yeah, medium list.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't be surprised if Arrigo Sacchi was on that list, like the way they kind of operate. But I think it's a really exciting appointment because he is a great character, as we know. He is incredible at knockout football. We know that. It's going to be really box office, really entertaining, and he's used to playing with squads packed full of talent. In a way that the England squad hasn't always been, but currently is. Mm-hmm. So it's a really nice fit. And I think if you have to ignore all the jingoism. Mm-hmm. I mean, we've said on this show before ourselves, like I think we would all broadly prefer the England manager to be English, because the idea is that it's the best of your nation against the best of other nations. But that's not a hard and fast rule. The FA have obviously looked around and gone, you know what? Don't think there's anybody good enough to get what we need out of these players, and that's fair enough. And if he's not English, I don't care if he's a dog. Like if he's got the qualifications, if he's good enough, then
unlikely to have the qualifications.
It's unlikely.
Sorry, Jim. I wasn't expecting to have to say this just on behalf of myself as part of this show.
Yeah,
Marcus, I do care if it's a dog. But you carry on.
All right, well...
What type of dog?
You're both forgetting Lassie and how good that dog was at all kinds of different things. But yeah, I think that he's going to have to weather the sort of storm of tabloid nonsense about his nationality.
Already happening.
Yeah, exactly. It's already happening.
It's not as bad as it used to be, but it'll still be
and
there.
It's not as bad as it's going to be. But it has started already.
Yes.
But yeah, I think it's a really exciting appointment. To be honest, I'm surprised they could get someone as good as Tuchel.
Not as bad as it used to be. The back page of the Daily Mail today, a dark day for England. 3 Lions gamble on a German.
Is that what they actually put?
That's what it seems. A gamble.
That seems to be it. There, look.
Yeah, okay.
He's the best manager realistically available.
Yeah.
The odds are pretty good on that gamble.
Yeah, so I understand what you mean, Jim. Well, Luke, you haven't really had your say.
I think I've said enough.
I think you have. I'd like to see what you think about this, because obviously you thought it wasn't going to happen. It has happened, or it's very much expected to happen at 1:30. We're duty bound to say.
I thought it wasn't going to happen, and it still hasn't happened. Correct. Carry on.
But for most people,
and I'm not in on Friday. No. So and then the Premier League will be back.
Yeah, I think you will be in on Friday if it doesn't go through.
Yeah.
But what do you think, though? They've gone for Thomas Tuchel. Obviously, Guardiola, everyone thought it was a bit of a pipe dream. I was kind of trying to talk it up a little bit, trying to will it into existence, but that's not going to happen now. As Jim has said, and a lot of people have said, that if you can't get Guardiola, and Klopp made it absolutely clear that he's now Red Bull's man.
He's got wings.
Indeed he has. Really, the next best group of managers, you'd probably look at maybe Ancelotti, who's not really been linked, and Tuchel would be one of them.
He would, and I'm not against the idea of him per se, but as I said yesterday,
it's his nationality.
I don't want it to be a foreign manager for jingoistic reasons. I just think that I want England to continue the work they've done in bringing their own coaches through, and it's been a pretty barren wasteland traditionally since we've been doing this show when it comes to the amount of good quality English coaches that we've had. And that's been addressed somewhat in recent years. And Southgate's, of course, set the example for that. And I wish, as I said before, people are probably tired of me saying it now, but I'll just repeat it very quickly. I wish there'd a succession plan in place. And the reason my point is that they're going for Tuchel because the succession plan hasn't been good enough. Mm-hmm. Now, it may not be entirely their fault the succession plan has not been good enough, because maybe they did have all their eggs in the Carsley basket and he's not proven himself to be up to it off the pitch, particularly in my view. But they, as I said to Marcus yesterday, Jim, they could have, once Carsley won the under-21s Euros, it was the Euros, wasn't it, yes, at the World Cup, they could have had him in. Speaking of the 90s, but I want to talk about David James.
Right.
Oh yeah, saving the penalties.
In the warm-up, either the warm-up or the half-time.
Probably half-time.
Yeah, he
didn't have that in the warm-up.
Yeah, it probably would be half-time.
Go on, Diogo, have a shot.
Bit odd. yeah, bit odd.
Salah's practising.
So at half-time, they're the kid in the Liverpool shirt, the Liverpool kit, taking penalties at the Cop end.
Right.
And I guess it's like, it's part of the mascot experience. And this kid, he's really young. It's hard to see from the angle, but he's really young. And he takes a penalty, quite a nice strike. And David James obviously saves it because he's massive and he's still in good nick. and he probably does really need the money. So he wanted to do the shot.
Bad investments.
Yeah, but he's already got that. It's not. It's not on how many penalties he saves.
No, but someone might see it and go, "I'm taking a chance on him." 1 year deal.
They're playing Queven Kelleher today. They'll probably get a game.
And the second, and obviously everyone boos. The second penalty the kid gets to take, David James tries to not save it, but still inadvertently saves it.
No, he tries to dive and the kid puts it down fairly central, and then James at the last second just thinks, "Yeah, well, I was a fierce competitor in my day." Boom, and he saves it.
I thought it was poor.
He turned around and was like, "Well, what do you expect?" It's
That kid's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, maybe he spoke to the kid before, just didn't like him. And said, "I'm not giving him anything. This kid, he doesn't deserve it. He's not a good person just because he's a kid."
That's true.
Instantly,
It's not a lottery anymore. These kids should know exactly where to put the ball.
The kid's changed his mind. The right, that's his problem.
Never do that.
One of the
Never glug a good wine. Never change your mind for a penalty.
No.
One of the biggest pairs of hands I've ever shook.
Yeah.
David James.
What makes up the other top three?
David James.
Yeah.
Chris Eubank.
Good one.
Yeah.
Pete's is Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Yeah.
Then Barrymore. Then
You did it. You did this.
You did
Michael Barrymore, not Drew
Michael Barrymore. Not Drew Barrymore.
yeah.
He's got very dainty hands. Drew
And it was
Barrymore.
just his hands that he shook, wasn't it?
Why have you done this?
And then the third one.
One for the live show. That's all I'm
And
saying.
the third one was a police officer.
I have shaken
police
David
officer.
James's hand, so maybe that he's in my top three as well.
It must be. Must be. And a very impressive top three.
He
though.
took a pen against me. Absolutely. He scored. Fuck me. Did he ever?
What situation was this?
Isle of Wight Festival needed the money.
You or him?
Yeah.
Both of us.
Did you bet on him scoring? And he was like, "Yeah, of course I will." Oh, no, he didn't understand
We'll
it.
split the money.
10-month ban.
Yeah. Blimey, O'Reilly, Peter. That's amazing
Blimey,
insight.
O'Reilly.
What was so good about Hacksaw Jim Duggan's hand?
Dude, just absolutely massive.
come on.
Well, he has to carry around a lot of wood all the time.
he
I
carried a
suppose,
2x4, didn't he? Yeah.
2x4.
Yeah.
Good grip strength.
Right, let's go a little bit further afield in Spain. Now we're going to go to Spanish TV show El Chiringuito, a favourite of yours, Jim.
Absolutely.
A quite ridiculous television show. We don't have anything near it, do we, Andy, in this
the Big
country?
Breakfast would probably be like the closest thing we've ever had to
But
that.
like a really angry big breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah, the big
Solely about
breakfast
football.
with like crime watch lighting.
If
But does football
if GB News did the big breakfast,
in a football context?
yeah.
Yeah.
Is it? It's on at night as well, isn't it?
Chiringuito, do they have as troubling views as GB News? Or is it?
No.
Oh, okay. It's more ridiculous.
There's a lot
rather
of
than-
conspiracy on there. it's
Yeah,
fair to say.
okay. Yeah, it's an absolute madhouse. But there was something stunning happened, even for them. This was quite brilliant. They had former La Liga referee Pajares Paz being interviewed. Now, Pajares Paz, I thought that's because Paz means peace
Yes.
in Spanish, and I thought Pajares, what does that mean? If you go to Google Translate, Pajares means, according to Google Translate, whatever you think, haystacks.
So we're saying he's got like a ref with a wrestler name.
They were talking to Haystacks Peace, Andy, is what I'm saying. But anyway, we'll go with his Spanish name, Pajares Paz, because that is his name. And he was being interviewed from his home, sat there, a high-profile referee. And imagine in this country, we see this now, don't we, that Sky Sports make, or TNT Sports, when they have a recognisable referee in the studio, saw it at the World Cup. In the background, his parrot started to like whistle a little tune, as parrots do, and then it became apparent that he was whistling the Real Madrid anthem.
But the great thing about it is his face, isn't it?
Oh.
His face betrays him more than his parrot does.
He starts going, shut up. But he doesn't understand the technology because he doesn't realise that we can hear him and see him go, shh. Oh, man.
He's so good.
Imagine right, well, we got Howard Webb. He happens to be in his house at the moment, his living room, and he's got a minor bird going, come on, you heads. Like, it's the same, essentially, isn't it?
It's a difficult one for me because, like most people, I love parrots, but at the same time, we know that no one likes a grass. So,
Good point.
where do you stand?
You
on it?
are ultimately from East London, of course, Jim. So yeah, you would very much take that. Oh, but again, you often see shocked faces and people trying to leave the studio in horror during that show, whereas it was genuine without a doubt. Minds were blown.
But fortunately, no one in the last 70 years has ever thought that Real Madrid have had preferential treatment from referees in La Liga.
Well, Andy, it could start a new conspiracy. Yeah, definitely a new one.
Apparently, old Haystacks Peace Paris Paz claimed that another ex-La Liga referee, a guy called Urizar Apitate, has a parrot that says cabron at the word Barcelona, which of course means bastards.
Yeah.
So
Why did all these referees have parrots?
I know, it's weird, isn't it?
What is going on?
In a very weird story, that's easily the weirdest bit.
Yeah.
That's his defence.
Why are you training people to dob you in?
I have
you
to
should
do
talk
this
to-
to balance it out.
You should talk to his parrot. See some of the stuff that he comes out with.
Imagine that dobbing in someone else's parrot. Is that all you've got? But the thing is, though, it's not a. It's like how many times has that parrot had to hear that tune to perfect it, to know it? Deary me.
I did the idea that the equivalent over here would be like an XL bully, so you'll never walk alone.
Yes. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? A man's lost his job.
A man's lost his job today.
We're duty bound to say that.
We are. A man's lost his job
Yeah.
with a mere reported £17.5 million potential payoff. So have a bit of respect, Marcus. Yeah.
Now I know why he hung around.
Yeah.
I said after that FA Cup final win, ride off it into the sunset
Get it done.
and lovely old job.
That would have, I mean, in light of what's happened since, it's essentially a whole load of more shit he's had to take.
And money.
For admittedly being crap.
Yeah.
But he could have gone at the FA Cup final,
Yeah.
steely look in his eye,
Absolutely.
off he goes. That'd have been pretty good, actually.
I know, this is the thing.
He'd be in another job now.
Oh, big time.
He'd be somewhere moderately good right now.
Yeah. I think, but imagine though, if he'd have won the FA Cup and basically used the press conference
Mic drop.
to raise the cup aloft
Yeah.
and go, the owners and those who are coming in and all the rest of it. Oh, no, he didn't sign the extension until what, the 4th of June, I think it was, early June.
Okay.
And he'd have just gone, shove it up your asses.
Yeah.
Get a load of this one's for the fans, but more importantly, it's for me.
Yeah.
Sod off the lot of you.
Yeah.
Up yours with a rusty one, and off he went. He'd be a Ramble favourite.
Yeah.
Right?
He would.
And,
I think
and that's, you can't put a price
Listen,
on that.
we cannot understate how much stuff he's given us.
That's true.
So he has to be a Ramble favourite by definition because the amount of content he's given us.
True. So Ineos and whoever else is making these decisions, they are enemies of football
Well,
content.
depends who they get in next.
That's
If they put the bat signal up for Big Jose, they're back on board.
Make the right move.
Yeah.
You can do this.
Yeah. But you're right in saying that Erik Ten Hag has left Manchester United after they won only 4 of their 14 games in all
Do
competitions.
you know what the thing that pisses me off the most is? One of them was against Fulham.
Chelsea fans are loving it because they're going to Old Trafford next.
Yeah, I don't know. Will they love
No,
it?
they'll
though?
be gutted.
Yeah, does the Man United voucher still count? I don't think you can cash it in.
Who knows what
West
the
Ham
status of the
forgot,
vouchers. They
didn't
did.
they? They forgot, and at some point in the game, Lopetegui went, "Oh, actually, I think we're going to use this
Yeah,
now."
we
It's
can
like,
do
bloody
that.
hell, better late
Can I
than never.
activate that after the game started?
Yeah, you can.
But I'll tell you what, we were dangerously close. So tantalisingly close to Mourinho finishing him off. Do you know what I mean? With a 1-1 draw. They scrapped out of there with a draw. And everyone's like, oh, it's not as good as it could have been. Bang.
Yeah,
he gets the tin tack off the back of Mourinho. That'd have been so good. That'd have been amazing.
I didn't think of that.
I'll tell you what, though.
Go on.
If producer Charlie can patch us into Mourinho now, get a reaction.
Yeah.
That'd be lovely, wouldn't it?
Well, will he say, well, Ten Hag and I have won a lot of trophies as well? Echoing the thought. I don't think he will, Erik.
No.
Well, look, Ten Hag, yeah. Finally, it's happened. And of course, on the pod earlier today, on the Monday main podcast.
I haven't even listened to it yet. I haven't had a chance.
Well, you won't have a chance
Yeah.
because this happened so soon, of course. I was again exclaiming, how on earth is he still there? You know what's going to happen. So they've finally done it.
Yeah.
Why now, Luke Moore? Why now? Is it because they've got someone lined up, or did they think, sod it, let's give it Rude to end of November?
I'd love them to use this as a big hard reset and go, we're arguably the biggest club in the world. So actually, notwithstanding the obvious shit, like Pochettino's just taken the US job, so he's not realistically going to be available. You should be able to go and get whoever you want. This is not a mid-level Premier League team. This is Manchester United, and it's a great opportunity if you can convince your chosen candidate that the hierarchy is there to go and get whoever you want, and they can be in a position, if they get it right, where they can be a fucking hero.
Yep.
Because it's got so bad, as you've said.
Yeah.
Any marked improvement over time. Look at what Maresca's done at Chelsea.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
If United started a season like that under a new manager,
totally.
bang, it's fucking party time. Right?
Yeah.
You know, fan dabby dozy, it's party time, right? So I think that's the attitude they should use. They should go and they shouldn't be bouncing around, a manager every couple of years.
and almost being overly too humble to go and target who they actually want. Now, ideally, they find an Arteta-style candidate who comes in, like I say, new broom, gets it, does it. If they could get an Arteta-type character who played for Man United, that would be perfect. But in the absence of that, they have to go and get a big name, big guy, a Carlo Ancelotti-type character who can do all this stuff. That's what they've got to be aiming for at least.
What about a young manager who is currently in a huge job, right? Could end up could end up winning a big league title this season in European competition. Vincent Kompany.
Oh, Vinny Kompany! Imagine that.
That's for Mark Hughes.
Imagine that. Imagine they said that in the press release. Just what it said.
I know we've done watch-alongs in the past before, but we're now exclusively going to offer afters with every Patreon member, and they can ask us about other, podcast hosts and what we
they can
really
video us.
No, they can't. They very much cannot do that. That's the one thing we agreed, Marcus. Really, they can't video us.
But I thought
we have another video which says, "Please don't send this around if this gets out."
I thought that was the point of the old afters, was to just let it all out.
Yeah,
and anybody, it's fair game. It's off the record.
I've never seen an on the record afters actually.
No, that's
until
true.
This week.
Maybe this is the start of a trend.
Yeah.
Well, of course, on Monday afternoon, a video was leaked on X, which used to be known as Twitter, and it appeared. Jim, it appeared.
Yes.
It appeared to show Premier League referee David Coote saying very nasty and naughty things and xenophobic things about Jurgen Klopp. Everyone's seen this.
Yeah,
you've had a couple of days to let this sink in.
It's interesting that you said it appeared to show David Coote, because everyone was thinking, is that AI? It was like a VAR check. It's
there's no way
I'm not counting this as a goal just yet, but it really looks like that was a goal.
Yeah, and in the space of an hour, he went from denying it to no, it is genuine. I just can't remember what I said.
Yeah, that is.
Oh, don't worry, we've got the footage of it.
So much worse.
This should jog your memory.
Yeah,
it's so much worse because of that.
Yeah, or is it like leaning into it to the point of, I was so inebriated, I just don't remember. I could have said anything.
That's true. Well, the video, thought to be at least 2 years old, of course, saw Coote calling Liverpool shit. Not in a particular game, wasn't it?
I think so. I think he's referring to the Burnley game that they're talking about.
Yeah. Well, certainly it was right. Yeah, it was certainly right after. Because he referenced when he talks about Liverpool being shit, it's in reference to that game.
Yeah, okay. So, lots of people won't overlook that, of course. Some people go, well, yeah, okay. Then he calls Jurgen Klopp arrogant, and I'll soften the word for you. He calls him a cunny. All right?
He does.
Yeah. So I want this podcast to be a PG-13, as they would have in the States.
And he calls him cunny. That's to everyone in the UK. He calls him a cunny in kind of, as you mentioned at the start, like in a xenophobic way, which kind of in isolation of everything.
Yeah, he references his nationality.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people have spoken about well, you can't referee anymore because of this, that, and the other. I mean, that's enough for me, regardless of any kind of clouding of judgment he might have due to his dislike of the club. I mean,
he said James Milner's all right, though.
Yeah, I mean, but arguably that just leans more into that James Milner is a bit meh. I feel like
come on. No, it's because he's in that photo he's holding up.
No, I know, but I felt a bit for Milner. He's like, why am I involved in this?
Yeah.
Leave him alone.
Why am I getting a mention?
Yeah.
I know, yeah. Well, then the second video was leaked, of course, where the chap next to him said that the video can't go anywhere because it would ruin his career.
And to be fair to whoever that was sent to, for a good couple of years, they were true to that bargain.
Yeah. I don't know who broke the pact, but somebody has done. But he's obviously suspended by Pugmol, and UEFA have removed him from the list of referees for the Nations League this week.
I wonder if actually the way this goes is PGMOL go, you know what, like some of us do have biases, we try our best to fight it. It's just human nature, you can't really do it. So from now on, every referee has to wear the kit of the team they support.
Yeah.
While they're refereeing.
Yeah.
Or we could have like an amnesty.
Uh-huh.
Where every referee comes forward.
Who's the biggest cunny in football?
Yeah.
They'll get a go.
Yeah.
Be like the TNT like idents they do where they step to camera.
Yeah, exactly. Well, speaking of TNT, I love this, that Peter Walton had his saying. He said, I would have described David Coote as captain sensible, maybe a bit highly strung at times, and not one of the lads.
So
presumably they then went back to Fletcher and McManaman on commentary.
Yeah. We should get Coote in as our Peter Walton.
Yes.
David, is Arne Slot a cunny?
Well, Jim, I haven't officiated him that much, but I can safely say...
Savage Tribune afterwards. Oh, that's very weird. Oh, I wouldn't say. He's not. They're bigger cunnies. Much bigger cunnies.
FIFA have been up to their old tricks. They've been accused of what a lot of people have dubbed astonishing whitewashing after their official report into Saudi's bid to host the 2034 World Cup rated the bid at 4.2 out of 5. It was unveiled...
You can't give yourself 5 out of 5, though, can you, really?
That's
no. It's too cocky,
I would argue they're learning.
Yeah. I remember
they're learning something.
Do you remember at school when you used to get stars and stuff? I found out where they kept the stars, and I gave myself like 20 stars more than everyone else on the chart.
Yeah, you buggered it.
And they were, too cocky. Just go for the $500,000 on Who's Be Millionaire, as Luke always says.
Didn't you just get a star, and if it was particularly good, a gold star?
You just get a gold star on a chart, and but I just really, it was clear that there'd been something going on.
Yeah.
But never give yourself 10 stars.
Never give yourself 10 stars, especially when it's out of 5.
Yeah.
So it's 4.2 stars out of 5. And that's a good rating.
It is a good rating.
It is a good rating.
It's not on Uber, but it's a good rating.
It is a
4 or 5 is a good one.
I think it's a good rating.
Yeah.
And you're thinking 4.2 out of 5. Okay, so accommodation is decent, obviously. Transport, you'd think were there. Stadiums are obviously, they're scoring highly. This is all good.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Again, 5 out of 5, a bit too much. The bid and et cetera, it has been described in the report the risk of human rights violations as medium.
Medium.
So 4.2 stars.
None.
Yeah.
Not no risk.
Medium.
Not even low.
Yeah.
Not low, Jim.
Medium seems bad. If I get up in the morning and I've got a medium risk of perpetrating human rights crimes, I'd say that's
low
a bad.
gives you pause for thought, doesn't it?
Low, even like a small amount.
Oi, moderate is
Possibly.
still way
You get
too high.
comme ça,
Right. But a medium human rights violation it can still allow you to reach the dizzying highs of 4.2 out of 5.
Yeah. So we hear all the time of institutions who investigate themselves and find that they've done nothing wrong. FIFA can't even do that. No. They won't even do that properly. They've investigated themselves, found they've done loads of things wrong in the past, to the point where previously it's cost people their lives and decided, it's fine.
Like when you investigate yourself and you do not like the results,
that's right.
Just go, but look over there. It's nothing to do with us.
Which is why that Ramble internal investigation, we scrapped it very quickly.
Stupid middle-class women.
Crack on! Because I have to take a moment there.
Right.
Apparently the report did appear to promise some human rights reforms.
Some human rights reforms.
Some. That would ensure rights for migrant workers, press freedom, and no torturing of critics of the regime.
Torture? Why are they writing that down? That's damning, isn't it?
No, I mean, that makes it worse.
You're saying no torture? Oh, some torture, come on. Just a little bit.
So if they said, okay,
Can we do Torture Tuesday? Come on, we need torture. We're horny for the tea. Come on!
Torture Thursdays, it doesn't work. It's still a tea, though. Give us 2 days. I mean, how are you going to improve this? Right, well, we're going to ensure rights for migrant workers. Okay, right, that's good. Press freedom? Yeah, good. And no torturing of critics of the regime? I thought you'd been that.
Come
I thought that had already gone.
I got that one through.
There is obviously a kind of worrying lack of clarity on LGBT Q+ rights as well, which was an issue in Qatar. It's likely to be an issue again. It just
love is complicated, Jim.
Yeah,
not getting involved, mate.
It just keeps getting worse, doesn't it? They've done this before, and it was. They've released a report. I think doing it again is worse.
Yeah, I mean it's true to form.
Sure,
it is true to form. I find it astonishing. I mean. But this was the only bid for the 2034 World Cup, as we were led to believe.